Hello, this is Miss Mac. News you can use. Let's talk about the minimum standards health product protocols for personal service. Yes, I gave you a little synopsis on putting on a mask correctly. So many times I see masks put on correctly. The main thing is making sure when you put on your mask that it's a new one, that your hands is clean, whether you use hand sanitizer, wash your hands. Do not open it up and touch it on the inside. Open up and cuff it. Cuff it. You can open it up with your ear parts. Put it on one by one. Make sure you cuff it. Press down on it. That's simple as can be. Anytime you place touch on the inside, you've already contaminated your mask. That is just the correct way of putting on your mask. Now, the minimum standards of health protocols since the COVID 19, they talk about schedule appointments to limit the amount of people in the establishments. Walk-in clients should wait either in their own cars or outside with at least 6 feet of separation between individuals. Well, we know some of you all don't follow directions because time to time we see people throughout different businesses, no mask, half a mask, partial on. Client may not have one. The owners or workers may not have on it. They just spreading bacteria to everybody, taking a risk. COVID 19, you do not have to have not one symptom. Not one. Some of you all may have seen it on TV about the cough, the shortness of breath, or difficulty in breathing, chills, repeated shaking with chills, muscle pain, headaches, sore throat, loss of taste or smell, diarrhea, feeling feverish or measured temperature greater than equal or to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, non close contact with a person, a non close contact with a person who is lab confirmed to have COVID 19. Some may have been around people that has had COVID 19. Most likely, you may need to go in 2 or 3 times to make sure that you have not. The virus don't hit you quickly. Sometimes it can wait days, weeks before it hits your body. So you want to be more cautious, especially in personal service. Have you notified all your employees and the contractors of all the COVID 19 processes and procedures and require them to sign a statement acknowledging they understand and will adhere to the guidelines? Screen employees and contractors before coming into the establishment. Mm. Now, personal service definitely should have them a thermometer. Not one that they can measure under the mouth, but at least one that's similar to this. It don't have to be the same brand, but you do need to make sure that your temperature is not above 100 degrees every time that you enter your establishment. Temperature can change throughout the day. So it's your preference if you choose to do before and afterwards. That's a preference to check. And sometimes when you're doing things that's gonna elevate the blood level or change the blood sugar level, you may want to check those that are high risk that have pre-existing health issues, especially if they're your client. You want to do that, and after each client you should be wiping it down, cleansing it with some type of medicide, Clorox, bleach, Lysol, something that's mandated through CDC or health department. You need to have it fresh, cleaned, no matter if it's ink pens, markers, they touch your jewelry case. It doesn't make a difference. Wipe everything down after each client to help prevent COVID 19. COVID 19 is airborne. You it can float in the air on land on surfaces. It just like ends up in your body, and they tell you don't touch your eyes, don't touch your nose, your mouth. Try to control those because it can go in. But if you touch a doorknob, you came in and you didn't use hand sanitizer, you put yourself at risk. You shake someone's hand, you put yourself at risk. Elbowing is not 6 feet. So even if you're doing an elbow shake or foot shake, that's not putting you 6 feet distance between the person. I know it's hard doing COVID-19. It's difficult to not to be able to see loved ones or to just not to be around that many people or minimizing, especially when your business is personal service. You have to minimize on family members and friends and think about if you make one mistake that it impacts your whole life. We can't control everything, but what we can do is making sure we're doing the right thing to make sure the shops, the business, no matter what kind of business, your food service, no matter what type of personal service you have, just be safe. Also, a lot of people want to do walk-ins. That's your preference to do walk-ins. But if you're in a small business, personal service, just like they say at the Texas Health Department and Health and Human Services, try to schedule appointments to limit the amount of people in your establishment. If you're taking walk-ins, that means you're going to have to be consistent on cleaning. Get a clue. If you're not cleaning after each client and you're not cleaning the shop after each client, you're putting everyone at risk on a daily basis. This is not something that I'm making up at all. These are laws that the governor Abbott, as well as the health department, has already mandated. And if you're in business, in personal service, you should have been doing a lot of this anyway. If you, hopefully, your business owner or employer has educated you on information on how to protect yourself through COVID-19. Not no little test from a hair salon. You need to go dig deeper. Try websites that actually get things. Try the CDC. Try any other kind of sterile cycle. Anybody. Because if you're doing something minimizing, it's not giving your employees the tools to learn how to do preventive method. If they don't know how to change out their gloves correctly, you can't expect them to control any kind of bacteria or COVID-19. Let's get it real. If they were having sanitation problems in the beginning, just imagine the devastation they're creating now. I'm just saying. They need to make sure they dispose of gloves. Do not use it on more than one client. And if they touch something, throw them away. Do not go back to the client and touch them. Wipe down and sanitize all surfaces between use, including computers, landline phones, and etc. Fully sanitize workstation chairs after each client. This includes complete wipe down with a disinfectant cleaner or wipes of all surface touched in products used. Clean and disinfect multi-use equipment and tools before use on each client. Discard single-use equipment and tools after use on a single client. Wipe, clean, and disinfect electrical equipment that cannot be immersed in liquid before use on each client. Store all clean and disinfected tools and materials in a clean, dry, debris-free environment when not in use. Store clean and disinfected tools and materials separated from soil tools and materials. Ultraviolet electrical sanitizers are acceptable for use as a dry storage container. Thoroughly clean floors each day. Not every other day, each day. But we tend to try to do it after each client. That's why we book appointments. You're booking appointments, you can clean your floors a little bit more on a consistent basis. But if you do take walk-ins, then you know you need to clean it more than one time a day. You're putting everybody at risk, but you can do it once a day. Empty all trash containers daily and wash the containers or use plastic liners. Immediately remove non-disposable towels, used during service placed the towels in a disposable laundry receptacle at the conclusion of the service. So I'm not going to go through all this because all this is a lot of information that is provided, but news you can use. What I'm finding is in Dallas, just passing by or going into businesses, that no one is abiding by this, and we wonder why the numbers are going up. It doesn't take but 5 minutes of your time to sit down and pull up this information, read it, and get an understanding, or contact someone that have an understanding to assist you. Learn to network, and maybe they can help you, assist you with a better training than what you already have to help you elevate your clients and to be able to protect them more than what you have been doing. Stop putting people at risk and yourself at risk. COVID-19 is real. Some may be skeptical about it, but it has taken a couple of people's lives and it has hit a couple of people. Tell the truth on your application. If you have come in contact with someone with COVID-19 or that has been lab tested, not self-diagnosed, lab tested, make sure you do your isolation and notify a doctor and go in and get tested. You may not want to do the nose swab, but there are mouth swabs centers that are free service. So just remember, stay COVID-19 safe. This is news you can use. Please like, share, and subscribe.